Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gaur Premanande Yam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parirajakarya Stotra Shata Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinde Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parirajakarya Stotra Shata Srimad Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Itai Gaur Premanande All glorious assembled devotees All glorious assembled devotees, all glorious Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glorious Srila Prabhupada Ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraya nastaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama-shloke bhaktir bhavati naistaki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nandagopakumaraya govindaya namo namaha. Hare Krishna. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, General History, Chapter 7, Lord Krishna instructs Uddhava. Text 22 and 23. We'll recite 22 together. Eka divi tri chaturspado bahupadas tathapataha bhava shanti purusha shastras asami purushasi priyam eka divi tripada chaturspado bahupadas tatapataha bhavaya shanti purushasrasta tasmami purushasi prayaha eka divi tri chaturspado bahupadas tatapataha bhavaya shanti purushasrastas tasami purushasya priya. Please chant. Eka divi chaturspado bahupadas tatapataha bhavaya shanti purushasrastas tasami purushasya priya. Eka divi tri chaturspado bahupadas tatapataha bhavaya shanti purushasrastas tasame purushi priya. Eka divi tri chaturspado bahupadas tatapataha bhavaya shanti purushasrastas tasame purushi priya. Eka divi chaturspado bahupada tatapataha bhavaya shanti purushasrastas tasame purushi priya. Thank you very much. Word to word meaning. Eka, one. Dvi, two. Tri, three. Chatur, four. Pada, having legs. Bahupada, having many legs. Tatha, also. Apada, having no legs. Bahuye, many. Shanti, there are. Puraha, different kinds of bodies. Shastaha, created. Tasam, of them. Me, to me. Purusahi, the human form. Priya is most dear. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. In this world, there are many kinds of created bodies. Some with one leg, others with two legs, 3, 4 or more legs, and still others with no legs. But of all these, the human form is actually dear to me. Purport. Ultimate purpose of material creation is to facilitate the return of the conditioned souls back home, back to Godhead. Since this purification of conditioned souls is especially possible in the human form of life. Naturally, this form is particularly dear to the compassionate personality of Godhead. Text 23, translation. Although I, the Supreme Lord, can never be captured by ordinary sense perception, those situated in human life may use their intelligence and other facilities of perception to direct search for me through both apparent and indirectly ascertained symptoms. Purport. According to Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the word yukta in this verse indicates those who engage in the regulative practice of bhakti yoga. The devotee of the Lord do not abandon their intelligence and become mindless fascinated as some fools think, as indicated by the word Anumantha and Gunarlinga. A devotee engaged in bhakti yoga intensely search out by the personality of Godhead through all of the rational facilities of the human brain. The word Mragayanti or searching does not, however, indicate an unregulated or unauthorized process. If we are searching for the telephone number of a particular person, we look in the authorized telephone directory. Similarly, if we are searching for a particular product, we go to a specialized store where we are likely to find what we are looking for. Sri Jiva Goswami points out that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not a product of imagination, and thus we cannot whimsically imagine what the Lord might be. Therefore, to gain information about the Lord Krishna, one must conduct a regulated search in the authorized Vedic scriptures. The word agraham in this verse indicates that no one can achieve or understand Lord Krishna by ordinary speculation or through the activities of material senses. In this regard, Sri Rupa Goswami states the following verse in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.234 Ada Sri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grahyam indrai sevan mukhehi jivado swayam eva spurattaha. No one can understand the transcendental nature of name, form, quality, and pastimes of Sri Krishna through materially contaminated senses. Only one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service of the Lord, or transcendental name, form, quality, and pastimes of the Lord revealed to him. The word Grihyanari Guna indicates the rational and intellectual facilities of the human brain. All of these can be used to directly and indirectly perceive the personality of Godhead. Indirectly, one may experience the Lord through his creation. Since we are experiencing this world through our intelligence and senses, may conclude that our own intelligence must have a creator, and that creator is therefore supremely intelligent. Thus, through the simple logic, any sane person can understand that there is a supreme personality of Godhead who is controlling everything. One may also directly pursue Lord through the chanting and hearing his holy names and glories. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu means that one should always chant and hear of the glories of the Lord. One who perfectly hears and chants will undoubtedly see the Lord face to face. Lord Krishna is all pervading, and one should search for him everywhere. By the transcendental senses, purified by bhakti yoga, one may directly perceive the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As indicated by the word adha in this verse, is the perception is direct and not imaginary. This point has been elaborately explained by Srila Prabhupada in his purport to this verse Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavan sarva bhuteshu laksham sarvatma hari drishya buddhi abhidyadarshita lakshanair anupramakha. The personality of Godhead Lord Sri Krishna is in every living being along with individual soul, and this fact is pursued and hypothesized in our acts of seeing and taking help from the intelligence. Om Agyanatimirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Bhajijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So this chapter, as indicates, Lord Krishna instructs Uddhava. The 22nd verse has only two lines purport. So I'll just read the translation again. In this world there are many kinds of created bodies. Some are with one leg, others with 2 legs, 3 legs, 4 and more legs, and still others no leg. But of all this, human form is actually very dear to me. So we see some are with 2 legs and not with 3 legs and not with many legs. Sometimes we understand spider has many legs and more legs, I have no idea. And no legs, just like a snake. Snake does not have legs. But all of this, from all of this, human form is very dear to the Lord. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 29th chapter, it explains little bit about the legs. In 29th chapter, 2nd verse, the great sage, this is talks between Narada and Prachina Barihi. The great sage Narada Muni continued, "You must understand that Puranjana, that living entity, transmigrates according to his own work to different types of body, which may be 1 leg, 2 leg, 3 leg, and 4 leg, and many legs, or simply legless. So transmigration into these various types of bodies, the living entity, as so-called enjoyer, is known as Puranjana. The how spirit soul is transmigrating from 1 leg, 2 leg, 3 leg, it is elaborately explained here. So 1 leg refers to the Ekapada, refers to the ghost, and that ghost walks on 1 leg. And Dvipada refers to the human beings, and when he is getting old, is invalid, the human being is supposed to have a tripod with a stick, which is Tripada. And of course Chaturpada and refers to quadruples or animals. Bahupada refers to the many creatures with our many legs. And there are many insects such as aquatics have many legs. And Vanpada refers to the sometimes serpent. So the Puranjana indicates that one who enjoys the process of different types of bodies, his mentality for enjoyment in the material world accommodated by the different types of bodies. So what Krishna is trying to say here is that if you want to enjoy this material world, simply don't waste human form of life. You accept whatever the body and which is suitable to enjoyment. If a body wants meet more and more, you enjoy the tiger or lion. So don't waste the human form of life. So because human form of life is very very rare and it is not achievable easily. One cannot understand unless until he realizes this. Each and every living entity are suffering in this material world due to the wanting of real love or happiness. For that, it is striving and it is seeking success or seeking happiness from various kinds of sources. This, as we understand, for getting happiness little bit, a living entity travels from A to B, works from morning to night, and does all kinds of activity only to be happy. But happiness is not coming. Why? Because this material world is created like this. So, out of all those things, if our human form is very rare, when he uses this vehicle, this body, to achieve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is success. So particularly, Lord is compassionate to human form of life. So when Lord is doing his job and the living entity has to do his job, the Lord is extending himself, like coming halfway to take you. Then what is our responsibility? We have to go halfway to take us. So in this context, it's the same continuation of this verse. In the next verse, it says very nicely about them. Lord is not captured by the ordinary senses which those who are situated in human life may use to facilitate for search if he is not using for searching. And the purport here, it says, according to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the word yukta indicates that those who engage in the regulative practice of bhakti yoga devotees, Lord, do not abound their intelligence and become mindless and fascinated. And some fools think that. So, Srila Prabhupada many times in his purport and in his books, he told that Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on mind. Krishna consciousness is a practical science, which is theory and practicals. If somebody is advancing in Krishna consciousness, we can see symptoms on his face, on his activities. If somebody is advancing in Krishna consciousness, how can we understand that? First symptom is that he is not being disturbed by external situation. If a person is not really much making an advancement, and for small things he'll get to be disturbed. And it is not that, again, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned, it is a very scientific movement. One has to take, one has to apply and become mindful what you are doing. If you are, as it says, becomes mindless, fascinated, or some took as a fools, no. Like we see in Vrindavan, there are so many followers of Lord Krishna, and there are sampradayas, and by their activity, by their words, and by their activity, by their action, you think they become a pure devotee of the Lord. But when you ask question or when you see in their life deeply, the basic philosophy is zero. I'm not criticizing, sorry, but at the same time, we are having guidelines given by our acharyas. There are some more devotees, they are highly intelligent. And Krishna consciousness is not like a magic thing. Okay, if Guru gives you mantra, suddenly you become enlightened. Or Krishna shows you magic, puts on your head something, you become enchanted and become pure devotee. No, Krishna has given all the facilities through that facility you become a devotee. Through using those facilities, you become a Krishna consciousness. Say suppose Krishna has given you unlimited mercy. You cannot take it. You suddenly become mad. Example, fisherman in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He just touched the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body. He thought I was hunted by the ghost. He was chanting madly, Krishna, 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 Krishna. And again Sanatana Goswami slapped him and chanted some mantras and awakened his real thing. So Krishna consciousness is an artificial, not an magic or some gimmick happens suddenly after chanting many years. No, it is in a process where you have to apply your mindfulness when you are doing activity. As you are chanting, and also sometimes people think that okay, we should imagine Krishna's form and activity while chanting. No, it is not recommended. It is not 100%, it's not recommended by our acharyas. In the word Hare Krishna mantra, all the name, form, pastimes are there. By regularly chanting and regular sadhana and while doing, definitely you will achieve that perfection. Because as you see, Srila Prabhupada never chanted, by seeing Krishna's deity, never chanted, on his mantra, like imagining form. He never told us in this, think of Lord Krishna's pastime, then chant. No, correct. But that's why it is here. The devotees of the Lord do not abandon their intelligence and become mindless as fascinating. And some fools think, no, they are mindful of their chanting. While chanting will take you to some other world where there is, you can imagine a form, a name. What happens? First you imagine the form of the Lord. Okay. Then second thing, what happens? You imagine the Krishna's dress. Then what happens? Then slowly you imagine the who did dressing, and you imagine that person, and you imagine the person who is trying to tell what are the mistakes you have done. So slowly you diverted your thoughts and ideas to that person. So that is not Bhakti Yoga. So when person chants Hare Krishna mantra with all his mindfulness, with all his chanting, then this process works. Just like a simple example is given. If you want to attract the mercy of the Lord, you have to follow a particular direction. Here, what is example? If you want to search a particular somebody's phone number, you got to open the directory, telephone directory, and look for his name and search for his phone number and dial him. Similarly, if I want to attract the mercy of the Lord, you have to take those qualities in your life and adopt. Then definitely Lord will give you mercy. Just like for example, and why Kamsa did not like Krishna? Why Ravana did not like Ram? Because in their kingdom, everybody likes Ravana. In the Kamsa, everybody likes Kamsa. And Jarasandha, they like their qualities because they work on those qualities. Dambho, Dharpo, Abhimanasya, Krodam, Parishyamevasya. If you have those qualities, Ravana will like us. If you have those qualities, Kamsa will like us. If you have those qualities, that particular demon, that he will like us. Correct? So, the qualities of demon, the qualities of another person, demonic, they like each other because they see the qualities. Just like we do in normal days, normal life. Friendship also. Oh, you like these sports, I also like this one. Then we become friends. Correct? So similarly, when you want to get attracted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His devotees, you have to adopt those qualities. Tolerance, mindfulness, and humility, no pride, and always being served, always being merciful. So those qualities are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also. So when you have those qualities, naturally you attract the mercy of the Lord. Because You know, he is a supreme, like just like Srila Prabhupada gives an example of a magnet. Magnet attracts all the iron, correct? So he is a supreme magnet where he attracts not only the iron, everything in this world. But how come some magnets, some irons are not attracted? Because of rust, correct? So Krishna is compared to the millions of cupids. If one cupid releases arrow, a person, normal person, become mad. He will bewildered. What is happening to my life? Only one cupid, but Krishna is compared to the millions of cupid. So why we are not getting attracted? Is this wrong there or here? So that question we can ask for ourselves. And when we ask for ourselves, then we will get the answer. So Krishna consciousness or Bhakti Yoga is always asking questions. Even in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Vidura asked Maitreya, is there no Vidura, what is the ultimate goal of life? And again, Vyasdeva asked Narad Muni. All the question and answers leads to your answer. That answer will become permanently to you. Krishna consciousness teach you, so searching for the ultimate goal. And your questions is separate from my questions, because we are different individual souls, and at the same time we have different problems dealing with, correct? So when we ask questions, so that question should never end to reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So simply if you are searching for a particular product, as we said, and also Jiva Goswami instruct this, thus we cannot whimsically imagine that what Lord might be. He's perfectly cutting the imagining process. Lord must be like this, like Lord must be like that, and in that pastime. So pastime, of course, we should read before going to bed Krishna's pastimes. We should hear Krishna's pastimes. But at the same time, those pastimes, when you imagine, that means you are going against your mind, because mind is supposed to be friend in Krishna consciousness, correct? When you make your mind friend, then only whatever you do, then it will accept. But if you are going against the mind's activity, then it is becoming struggling. Just for example, if you are a right-hander, if I ask you to write with the left hand, first thing you'll get frustrated, and you have no control, and you will not like to write, correct? Similarly, so whatever is the mind which is given by the material nature, so which through using our mind we have to continue the Krishna consciousness. Okay, so for example, if you are forcing your mind to think Krishna Leela, which you wanting, you can forcing, but what will happen? You will not neither absorb in the pastimes nor absorb in the chanting, correct? And leads to the third thing, frustration. And next day japa will be, oh my god, now this is, when will I finish 16 rounds? So read that pastimes, read that Bhagavatam text verses which you feel enchants, which you feel nourishment. Okay, of course we have to read in a systematically, first canto, second canto, third canto, then Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then again we have to read Bhagavad Gita. Yes, there are some systematic reading, but at the same time, within the boundary of the bhakti, we can make choices. Oh, if I like creation, I should read those more things. By creation also we can appreciate the Lord's mercy and Lord's form. It's not my speculation. Here it is in this verse, I think it says that some are indirectly experience through his creation. Here it says, indirectly one may experience the Lord's thoughts by his creations. Since we are experiencing world through our intelligent senses, we may conclude that our own intelligence must have a creator. So, by slowly and steadily, we can engage our mind senses in the Krishna's Lord. Why we have to engage? Because Krishna is not easily captured by our contaminated senses. It is says that Ata Sri Krishna Nama Adi na bhavet grahyam indrai sevan mukhe jivado swayam eva spurataya. So through the service, engaging our senses through the service, then Krishna becomes merciful. If we are not engaging our services our senses in the Krishna service, what will happen? There will be no taste for the holy name. There will be no taste for the hearing. There will be no taste for the doing any service. First thing is that whatever we got senses, material senses, we have to understand those senses are given for engaging in the service of the Lord. Some may say that we are engaging our senses, but still we are not getting taste. It happens, correct? We are engaging our senses, whatever time we got, still we are not getting tasted. But while you are engaging, are you doing smaranam of the Lord? No. Just for doing, we are doing. Just for I am giving class, I am giving. But I am not engaging. And I am not being absorbed in that. If I am asking you to do deity worship, I do. If I am asked to do kirtan, I will do. If I am asked to do some kind of a cleaning, I will do. While doing those activities, am I doing this is for Krishna? I am cleaning the floor, this is for Krishna's floor, and I am cleaning. Do we have that consciousness? You can ask for yourself. If you are not having that consciousness, I am doing this for Krishna, I am doing this for the impress somebody, or impress temple authorities, or impress somebody, then that is waste of time. Shramaya vahi kevalam. It is just like if I am inviting you to home, and I invited somebody, also my friends. I just come up on saying that, oh, after a long time you have come, okay, come sit here. And I start neglecting you. I am giving attention to my friends and relatives. What will happen to you? Next time you won't come. Similarly, when we are accepting a Lord as our master, our friend, and our well-wisher, we have to give above respect, more attention to his name, form, and activities service. When we are giving more attentiveness in his services, this will please the Lord. May this will please the Lord. Or at least this help, this effort will please the Lord. If we have that consciousness, when we put allegation on the Lord, then Lord will accept that services. But otherwise, no matter we do the same service for many years, of course you get Agnata Sukriti, that is there. And at the same time, the ultimate fruit is not going to come. Just like if you are standing under the apple tree, the apple is ripened. If you sit and meditate, will apple will fall, then will it fall? Unless until you go and climb the apple, then it will fall. So similarly, what we have to do is that unless we are wanting to do something, achieve in the Krishna consciousness, we have to do endeavor from our side. So Krishna will not do magic. Krishna will not say, okay, you do something, I will do everything. You see, in the Mahabharata, though Krishna instructs 700 shlokas, whatever the verses, Bhagavad Gita, ultimately Arjuna has to fight. Krishna never told that I will fight now. Because since you got the knowledge, consciousness, and what is good, what is bad, now I will fight. No. Similarly, Bhakti has given all the tools. What you have to do. What is your endeavor. Then you have to simply through the logic, through the simple logic, any sane person can understand what I am supposed to do. What is simple logic? Who is Supreme Personality of Godhead? We know Krishna. And who am I? We know living entity. And how to get there? Through the process of hearing and chanting. And one may say we are doing hearing and chanting, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. But understand how much absorption you have. First thing is that if there is no absorption, it is just like a hearing and not getting absorbed in Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, reading or chanting. It is just like having what you call in this material world, person who does just 9 to 5 job. You know, a person who does for a 9 to 5 job, he will not do a job out of love of his company, out of love of his boss. We're just only dealing his money, promotion. Okay, so one may directly pursue by chanting and hearing glories of the Lord. One who perfectly hears chant will undoubtedly see the Lord face to face. You know, our movement is we should do such an activity so that Lord should see you, not you should see the Lord. Correct? All the gopis, all the Vrajavasis, they were in separation. While they are in separation, the love of Godhead was increased or decreased? Increased. Correct? So why it is? So Lord will increase the separation. We were somehow, any new bhakta chanting or a Krishna mantra, and he wants to see the Lord. That's eagerness will be there. It is good. But at the same time, when he understands that we have to do so much thing, and in that separation, the love will be increased. We should not be very eager to search for the Lord. And even in the six Goswamis in Vrindavan, when they were chanting, when they were reading, or when they were discovering all the pastimes of the Lord, and they did not say, "Oh, now we have seen the Lord, Hare Krishna, our goal of life is done." They start doing something else. Though they were continued, though they saw the Lord, though they discovered the pastimes of the places of the pastime, but still they were continued. So one may be directly see the Lord also, you should continue the bhakti process, and indicates that it's not an imaginary thing. Okay, in my dream I saw Lord Krishna today, and we started crying and showing all the symptoms. And what happened? Prabhu, can you do something? No, I will chant my rounds more, or I will do, reading more. Okay, all the best. So one time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj was giving a class. So one particular person, he said that I saw Krishna in my dream. And Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj asked, "Oh, you saw Krishna in your dream? Do you saw Maya also?" He said, "No, nothing like that. I only saw Krishna." That means you saw only Maya, not Krishna. Because when you see Krishna, you see equally Maya. It's not Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj's speculation. It's Vyasadeva also, when he saw Krishna, he saw Maya, energy. Both Vyasadeva saw. Then he concluded what is real Krishna consciousness is. So bhakti means you should understand Maya and also Krishna, not any particular thing. So again, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is in every individual living entity, and he is not inactive. He is always active, and he is always searching when this living entity is going to turn towards me, when this living entity is taking up my services, when this living entity is gonna come to me. So he is eagerly looking for us. But are we eagerly looking for Supreme Lord? We have to ask. Are we eagerly looking for his Krishna Katha? Are we eagerly looking for his, hearing his chanting holy name? Are we eagerly looking for his service? No. So in the bhakti process, sometimes we understand that then there is a period of dryness. Though we are doing all the things, we feel some dryness. Correct? Why it is the dryness? Why is this dryness is there are many answers for that in my mind, in my understanding. The first thing is either you are not getting absorbed or paying attention what you are doing, first thing. Second thing is that you are not understanding what your true nature is of bhakti. First thing is that either what not getting absorbed in just basic thing hearing and chanting. If a person does regulated chanting, regulated time and regulated hour, then naturally that chanting leads to hear Krishna Katha. No. Then that leads to the absorption. Then that will give you strength to become not too disturbed in ups and downs in the material world. Like we see outside, there are two worlds for each person. One is outside. Now the war is happening, Iran, Iraq. One is inside, which is our own anarthas, our own shortcomings. So when we are chanting, when we are not getting absorbed in this, our own bhakti process, the mind will naturally show you two screens. Just like we have two screens here. One is internal screen, one is external screen. Internal screens will show you our mind while chanting, oh I have this thing, that thing, I have to do this, and I have to do that. And external screen which is always disturbed. But for when you look at the Krishna's point of view, it is nothing. These are material things. Just like if you are if you have a friend with, for example, a VIP or a mayor son, so or mayor itself or a minister. So what you will see? You will see through the city or a consulate or which area is a counselor, which area is a VIP, minister. Through his eyes you will see him, correct? If your friend is a sportsman, you will see, okay, what are the problems in the sports, correct? And if you are a friend, if you have a friend with a minister or a president, what your bigger picture will be? His country, correct? If you talk with your friend only those words, think, he will only say, no, in my country this is happening, and you also talk it on the same level. Right? If you are a friend of Krishna, you will see bigger picture, universes. So we have to gradually rise above this, seeing our things. So for our anarthas, definitely we have to work on anarthas, and we have to take care of them. But if you have a desire to remove those anarthas, then Lord will help you. Lord will facilitate those devotees. Lord will facilitate those kind of books, those kinds of pastimes. If you are interested in removing those anarthas, if you yourself is not interested in removing those anarthas, Lord will also not intervene. That's it's like that. Lord will not intervene in our free will. Correct? He has given you everything. Whether you want to do it or not, it's up to you. In Bhagavad Gita, again, my Bhagavad Gita is my favorite thing. Whenever you see, after instruction of so transcendental knowledge, confidential knowledge, all the knowledge, what did Krishna tell to Arjuna? It is up to you, Arjuna, if you want to do it or not. And Krishna did not chastise him after that. You have wasted my time 45 minutes, given you transcendental knowledge, more confidence, still you are saying I will not fight. You fool. He did not say. He is detached from that. So similarly, Krishna is detached. And even spiritual masters and acharyas, they don't do magic upon us. It is up to you how you want to mold our life. it's up to us how you want to eager become Krishna consciousness. It is not they give just one mantra, or they come into your dream and all anarthas will be gone and you will become a pure devotee. No, it is not going to happen like that. It is up to us. So if you are eager to remove this particular anartha, lust, greed or anger, anything, then Lord will facilitate that. So that's why this direct perception is not an imaginary. So of course we have to wait for time and patience. When you have patience, then definitely this process will work. If you don't have patience, faith, definitely this process is taxing, and I don't think so. This is not gonna work. Everything will become difficult. So it's said that when a person's view is broad, his way is also very broad, and when a person's view is very narrow, and whatever the things which is come across in his life, it will become even more narrow and even more intense to go through that. So it is bhakti is purified process, and bhakti is not an imaginary, and no magic will happen overnight or over days, over decades, but it is Krishna's working under Krishna's direction directly, and we have to act accordingly. So one who perfectly hears, chants, whatever activities is done, then definitely it will work. But the mode process it's upon individual living entity how he wants to get advanced in Krishna consciousness. Okay, I will stop here. Any questions, comments on this?
Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much. Your question? I was appreciating the point of the dryness, that how in the bhakti process that there are days which are dry. And before a week I was talking, in maybe Priyachar Mataji was also there on the phone with in our class, and Krishna put us in a situation where we cannot express this to anyone but ourselves. It's sometimes shameful to express what we are going through and what we are doing with actions. And Krishna will, I don't know about the other people, but Krishna has put me in those situations where he showed me my real picture, that slow down. In that situations, when those things comes up, how to be genuinely honest with ourselves rather than expressing or showing that I'm still okay. Of course, we cannot show to everyone what we are going through. We need an intimate association of devotees where we can express our heart. But still, during those phases, we try to show people, at least I myself, I don't know about other people, I try to show myself that I'm okay and I'm better than, at least not better than, but I fall in your category. I'm with you. I'm doing the same thing what you guys are doing. So please accept me who I am. But internally I don't show myself to those people. We don't have to show, but how to be genuinely honest during that phase with the devotee circle.
Yeah. So this dryness is, Krishna says that in the path of bhakti, there is always challenges. In the path of bhakti, there is always tests. Like it's not only individual normal sadhakas, even in the great sages, just like Vyasadeva, after writing so many Puranas, Itihasas, why he felt dryness? Actually, doesn't have to, but why he felt dryness? And at the same time, Narada Muni, when he was servant of a maid person, and when his mother left, suddenly he saw Lord within, correct? And again the Lord disappeared. You remember that pastime? Then again, what is the dryness? And in the Pandavas' life also, though Krishna was right before them, still they were undergoing the suffering. We are chanting for few months, years, decades, we feel this dryness. Correct? See, in the Mahabharata, Pandavas were suffering many things that we are, of course, we are not suffering those kinds of things. But interestingly, Krishna was right before them, but still they are undergoing sufferings. So why I am giving these examples is that we should think that this dryness is given to increase the intensity of the love towards him. Just like when you are in ashram, temple setup, or in your home, when you get a fever, so what do you remember immediately? Your home, mother. Oh, my mother used to take care like this, my father used to do like this. The intensity of love towards parents is got increased or decreased? Increased. In the normal times also it is there. It's not like we don't love our mother, father. But when it is fever, when your health is bad, the intensity is more increased. Correct? Similarly, this dryness, when you are in such dryness mode, you sit, calm down, simply switch off all the things, just sit in one place and think what's going on in your life. I mean to say, if you press the reset button, definitely Krishna will show mercy immediately. It's right. I mean, I'm not saying out of hypothetical. I experienced this right away. You may inspire to pick up some book and read. You may turn on one lecture in YouTube, or you may experience one devotee coming and talking to you. Right away it will happen. If you are sincerely trying to change yourself. If you are not sincerely, then definitely ye yatamam prapatyante tamsita iva vachamiyam. How much you reciprocate to Krishna, that much only he will the dealings. He will not intervene in your life. So if you sit quietly and stop everything, try to reset your system, at that moment Krishna will reveal. And with that you will go forward. That will give you inspiration to bhakti for many decades. At least many weeks at all. If you are not sincere, trying to hide what you want and trying to do something else, Krishna is not a fool. He's a butter thief. He knows what you hide behind you. He wants that one, not what you are giving. Srila Prabhupada gives an example of a billionaire, merchandise, Marwadi, whatever, after enjoying his life, and you go to Vrindavan, oh Krishna, I am yours. I gave up everything, my family, business. I came to Vrindavan, just surrender into you. Krishna will not accept. Oh, you gave your youth and young and all the energy to your wife, family members, and you securely fixed deposit money in your bank, and old age you came here and you are saying I'll surrender unto you. No, it doesn't work like that. If you are sincere, Krishna looks what you are hiding. Krishna doesn't look what you are giving. Krishna is not hungry. Okay, you brought apples. Oh, thank God. Nobody gave me apples today. You gave apples. I will accept. No. Krishna is asking, seeking what you are having behind with you. If you give that one, then Krishna will give you mercy. If you don't give that one, and Krishna will not have 100% reciprocation. I mean,
thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. The reset button really hit me a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a comment on his question. This is also asking how to be honest with ourselves and with the devotee community. So one thought that came in my mind was that if we are honest with at least one person, then Krishna will understand that this person is sincere. That is one understanding. Second understanding, it is not that we have to go and broadcast our anarthas into the devotee community, but just practice devotional service with genuine intent, because the very remedy for going down in devotional service is devotional service. Like the example is given, Nam aparada jatanam namaniva harantakam. If you are fallen into the ground, then with the help of the same ground, you lift up. So when we practice devotional service with genuine intent, then Krishna is watching. And the fact that we are there in this material world in Kali Yuga means difficulties are going to be there. So there is no single day when we don't go down in devotional life. But then again we have to rise up and try to go on. So I guess honesty, we have to be honest with ourselves, and we also have to learn to forgive ourselves sometimes, because many times we may be very hard with our own selves. That should not lead to closing off all doors, all channels of communication, and just going into seclusion and doing some different kind of bhakti, because Guru, Sadhu and Shastra are the pivots at any stage of our life. So till the time they are there, it is well and good. And we find in Shastra so many devotees have gone through so many ups and downs, but they navigate through them. So that example also.
It's very important thing you mentioned, Prabhu, that we don't want to express our vulnerability in front of everyone. That's very important, because that will make us susceptible. And second thing I like about that point is that ups and downs will come, but Krishna is so forgiving. That moment we take to this process again, you're again on the same path. So I was appreciating. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I liked what you were mentioning, the dryness of the heart. I was hearing somewhere where how even if we have anarthas, there should be some kind of still emotion to Krishna, because when we are indifferent to Krishna, then that is where Krishna cannot work upon us. So at any point in time, like you were saying, we need to pick up somewhere to at least have some emotion towards Krishna, or fight back, or even to say, why did this even happen to me? But if there is an indifference, like you were mentioning, we can do deity service and we can walk past as if they don't even exist, right? So I really like that.
Yeah, otherwise we cannot hang on to something and doing our bhakti.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who quoted it, but one of the anarthas that we get when we are not careful in chanting is the indifference towards Krishna, and that is a sign of also our fall down, or slacking away.
Yeah. See, one thing is that indifference to Krishna's chanting holy name, that because something which we are dryness of the bhakti, because just chanting this mantra can anybody chant, but how you chant, it depends on that particular person. If a mother, if a son is chanting for some food, it is sounds different. Mother can understand. If a son is chanting for toys to play, mother can understand. If a son is chanting for only mother, nothing else, only mother can understand. Correct? That's mother is compared to Krishna here. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam, jagadisha kame. Krishna gives you all the things. If Krishna says, oh, take this one, no, na janam. Krishna gives toys, material things. Oh, na janam. Oh, Krishna gives beautiful wife or beautiful husband. Oh, na sundarim. What do you want? He says, I want only you. Then the bhakti begins. If you are getting, okay, money, name, fame, or things that we are looking for, then Krishna is also happy, because ultimately a relationship between the Lord and the living entity is a parent and a son. Correct? Parent and a child. No parent wants to see their child is suffering. Correct? No matter how the child is bad. Even the child is bad, very restless. Still, he may put or in a one room and locked up. Still, that room will be facilitated with all the eating and sleeping things. So that room is material world. So we are away from Krishna. Still, we get our things, basic needs. But if you are happy in this world, and if you don't want the Krishna, then he will facilitate everything here. But if you are wanting only Krishna, you have to have that desire. The desire drives to continue Krishna consciousness. Desire itself is drives means like it's gone. Like whatever the chanting is on Monday, it will be not there on Tuesday. Tuesday, whatever chanting will be, Wednesday is not there. By the time week comes end, our bhakti also end. It should not like that. Every day we have to do our endeavor. At the same time, we think that we are not the doer. Krishna is a doer. That's only God. Because if I chant, I am chanting, I am reading, I am hearing means, and Krishna will turn off the button where a nice Bhagavatam will class go on, and you will fall asleep. Hari Bol. Where I am reading, where I am hearing. Chanting also, where you are chanting very nicely. Today I did 16 rounds and one go. Tomorrow, one round, go. So we should not have kartaham iti manyate. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankaram iti manye. So we should not think that I am the doer. Krishna is a doer. Whatever credit we get, we should immediately offer to the Guru and Gauranga. It is not because our talent. It is Krishna, his Guru and Gauranga gave this talent. I am using this. If you take this credit, okay, I did this thing, I gave nice class. Then Krishna says, okay, next time you will see you. I think I exceeded time. Thank you so much.